how to break the cups of wine. So before me there is a heap of broken cups of wine. This is all a misnomer for Tawbah. It is a natural phenomenon. Once you are satiated with something, you lose desire. And at that instant when you commit Tawbah, it is not reliable Tawbah at all. It is the next morning or next night that would decide whether you actually committed your Tawbah or not, exercised the Tawbah or not. So that sort of Tawbah is also described in a joke.
लेकिन हुजूर अगर कोई इंसान
No, but won't you like to hear that joke about Tawbah? Of someone who had bought too many, I have already told perhaps, bought too many watermelons. Haven't I?
No.
Yes. No, I have told. No? Half of people say yes and half of people say no. So that reminds me of another situation, very interesting, which is applicable to this. Once somebody gathered around him quite a mob, quite a crowd, and asked them, have I told you before what I'm going to tell you? Or do you know it or not? So everybody said no. He said, well, when you don't know anything, why should I tell you? So next day again, he got the crowd round him and repeated the same question. Everybody said, yes, we know. He said, then there's no use of telling you. So the third day again, he called them. He said, now this evening I'm going to tell you something. Everybody, curiosity has been aroused, the whole town got round. So they had decided, they were very clever people. They decided half of them said no and half of them said yes. He said, all right, now it's very easy. Those who know, they should tell those who do not know. So you have led me into this situation. Half of you know and half of you do not know. So who would tell? Imran, would you tell? Come on, yes. Imran has heard this and he's going to repeat it. Or who is a better narrator of jokes than you, brother? Khalid? Okay, Khalid, come on. Khalid, come on, take. Pardon? You remember, don't you? You raised your hand when I said this. Come on. Don't tell the Pathan part of it because you are a Pathan. You are a Pathan yourself, aren't you?
Well, I won't say the Punjabi part of it either.
There was no Punjabi part at all.
There was
You must have heard a wrong joke then. Come on, yes.
One day it was very, very hot weather, and a man went out to buy some...
Who was out?
A man.
Yes.
He went out to buy some watermelons, because they have a lot of water in them. And as he was walking...
No, it's not like that. Someone who was on a journey was feeling very hungry and thirsty, so he decided to buy watermelons because they would serve both the purposes. But he overestimated the extent of his hunger and thirst. So instead of buying 10 seers, for instance, he bought a full mound, that is 40 kilos, and went out of the town, traveling towards the next town, and in a cool, shady place he decided to sit and eat. So after now you can start from there.
So after he reached the shade of the tree, he said, well, why should I'm feeling thirsty now. So he ate some of the watermelons.
As many as he could. Yes.
But then there was still a lot left. Yes. And so he said, well, I'll leave them all here. And so he left them all there and carried on walking. Then after another few...
No. He threw some filth over them. He called them bad names and said they were just a load, useless burden, and they tired me out unnecessarily. I required only a few. So on the rest he threw some filth. So to hell with you, and he departed. And you know the watermelon is a watery thing, and in a hot summer day, out because of perspiration, one feels thirsty very quickly. And also it doesn't fill the belly really. For a while one feels it is filled, but immediately it gets emptied. So after walking a couple of miles, he thought, look here, I made a mistake. I do require them. So he turned back and tried to find out which one were clean and which were had the filth on. So he picked about half of them and said, they are clean, and ate them, and then left the place again. So after a couple of miles again, he felt extremely thirsty and hungry. He said, look here, I am a very stupid man. Instead of eating the clean ones, I ate the dirty ones. And the clean ones are still waiting for me there. So he returned and ate the clean ones as well. That was the joke about this. Now I hope you'll remember it correctly next time, right? Yes. So that is the question of satiation, no tawbah. You understand? That is why you reminded me of this. Huh? So तौबा की है. यहाँ के पढ़े ना, यहाँ आके पढ़े. Surah Tawbah, which verse?
नंबर 123 है.
All right.
वआखरुना तरफू बिज़ुनूबिहिम खलतू अमलन सालिहन वआखर सय्यन असल्लाहु अन यतूबा अलैहिम इन्नल्लाहा गफूरुर रहीम.
In the meantime, you can ask your question. Yes, please. You are sitting in the same general direction, so you.
So I'd like to know something about Sof Ibrahim. I mean, this Sof was a book or this was some other thing, and whether they exist or not, and something like that.
Suhuf Ibrahim, the word kitab and suhuf are differently used, and as far as my study is concerned, I'll tell you a few things about it. Please sit down. The fact is that people have divided opinion, the scholars have divided opinion about Hazrat Ibrahim's position among prophets, whether he was a lawbringer or he was not a lawbringer. There are some verses, or at least one verse we know, which tends to inform us that he was not a lawbringer, but he happened to be on the law of the previous prophet Hazrat Nuh. Yet, in other verses, the Holy Quran manifestly makes it clear that there are many who followed Ibrahim and his sunnah and his tradition and his word and things. So it makes an impression that he was a lawbringer. So to solve this dilemma, I further investigated, and I have come to a conclusion myself that part of Hazrat Ibrahim's life was as a follower prophet of the earlier prophet Hazrat Nuh, and he was not revealed any law unto himself. And in the latter part and the most of the life he led later on, he was given law by Allah for himself, and from then on people followed him, because in the references we find among his progeny, for instance, Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam tells us that I am going to act according to the law of the path. I am going to tread the path of my father and the first father and Abraham. And Sunnat-e-Ibrahimi is also a well-known phrase. Millat also Sunnat-e-Ibrahimi, Millat-e-Ibrahim and so on. So all these indicate that he was